back to another episode of Learning with Levi, the show where if you try this at home, you're probably going to die. With me as always is Andrew, and as you can see, we're someplace you've never seen before because we're in our super secret, super special location, which happens to be my shop. And the reason why we're here is because we needed 3 240 volt outlets to ramp up these here microwave transformers, and we just didn't have that at the other shop.
And this location, it seems, is so super special and super secret that he made me wear a blindfold all the way over here despite the fact that I was driving.
I was telling you when to turn and brake and stuff.
Yeah, but I still hit like 15 mailboxes.
The mail service around here sucks anyway. Nobody's getting their mail anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah, and don't worry about those sirens. That was just on the radio.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. But anyway, like we were saying, we've decided just to ramp up the microwave transformer thing here, and we've gone to 6 microwave transformers, and they're set up in pairs, and these pairs are wired in parallel to one another, and then their outputs are wired in sequence. I wanted to go for a full 12,600 volts at 500 milliamps, but couldn't pull it off with the stuff I had. I burned up 2 transformers, burned up a bunch of wires, so we had to step it down. So in parallel, what that means is each transformer is going to put out 2100 volts, but you're only going to get 2100 volts out, but it will double the amps. So 2100 volts at 1 amp instead of 500 milliamps. And you do that times 3, you get 6300 volts at 1 amp. So this should be pretty fun and interesting. So let's take a little look at the setup. All right, let's take a little look at our setup. Much like last time, we're not going to show you exactly how I wired it up because, again, I don't want you to do this at home. This is quite literally a death machine. If you make yourself a part of this circuit, you're dead. But what we have is 6 microwave transformers. They're wired in pairs to their own individual 240 volt outlet. I have each pair of these wired together in parallel. So if a microwave transformer puts out 2100 volts at 500 milliamps, when you wire it in parallel, you still only get 2100 volts, but you double your amperage. So 2100 volts at 1 amp times 3, and we get 6300 volts at 1 amp. Still very dangerous, very deadly. But the arcs we're going to get are rather extravagant, I would say. They look more like fire coming up off of Jacob's ladder. So let's move over to the Jacob's ladder and see what we can do. All right, so here we have our Jacob's ladder from the last episode. And I did this one a little bit differently. I've got our spark gap a lot closer this time because this is a lot more voltage and I don't want to be hitting this with a nail and a stick trying to make it arc. I want it to arc on its own. We've also got this tea light under here. So we'll light that, and that's going to heat up the air up under it and help that arc rise up. Otherwise, I think the arc would just sit in here and just stay there. It wouldn't go anywhere. So we're going to light the tea light. We're going to start flipping on breakers and see what we can do. I think what I'll do is I'll start with 1 pair, and then I'll move to the next pair, and then I'll move to the next just so you can see the difference in the arc. So I'm gonna come over here to the death switches and we'll get started. All right, so we've got our gap adjusted with the tea light lit. That's 1, that's 2, and that's all 3 cylinders. Ridiculous amount of electricity. That is almost terrifying. But we do this for you. All right, guys, now on to the next step. You know, per tradition, I guess, you do it once, it's tradition. We're gonna fry some fruit. This time we've got more voltage and more amperage, so bigger fruit. No idea what's gonna happen, but let's see. This chicken has been found guilty of cannibalism and is hereby ordered to death by electrocution. You could fucking eat that. Holy crap.
This worked way better than I ever would have imagined it would.
Me too. I didn't know what was going to happen. We can let the transformers cool down. I can stick this up his butt.
Let's go get some salt and pepper first.
Okay. Take him to dinner first.
And okay. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. That's it for us today. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us down below what you think we could do that would be interesting with these transformers. We got lunch waiting on us, some nice fried chicken. So we're gonna let you guys go. So thanks for joining us on Learning with Levi, the show where if you try this crap at home, you're gonna die. We'll see you.